When I was a kid, all I ever dreamed of was becoming a professional soccer player and playing on the U.S. women's national team. Clearly, that is not where I ended up. Far from it, actually, having only played one season in college soccer. However, soccer has shaped me into the person that I am today. In an article written by Alan St. John, he stated, according to a 2007 FIFA study, the U.S. has more youth soccer players than any of the other countries that are real contenders to win the World Cup. And with 24.5 million players, they are only trailing China in kids getting to play. Children everywhere in the U.S. are starting to play soccer at the age of 4. Based off this information, I can assume that a lot of your parents put you in soccer at a young age too. With that being said, today we are going to learn how to shoot, pass, and curve a soccer ball properly. First, we're going to start with shooting. When shooting a soccer ball, you want to use your laces, and you want to hit your laces right at the middle of the ball. You don't want to hit it anywhere else. The ball's going to go crazy. You don't want that. You want to strike the ball right in the middle so you get that power and you hit the ball right on with your laces and you hit it right in the center and you follow through and you step through and you make that good contact with the ball. You don't want to ever toe poke the ball. People always think this is how I kick a soccer ball, like I toe poke it. No, the toe poke is awful. Stop doing it. It goes left, it goes right, you don't know where it's going. So when you're going to shoot the ball, you want to line up, you want to put your plant foot right here to the left of the ball if you're right-footed. If you're left-footed, you're going to plant your right foot on the other side of the ball. So we're planting, we plant right, and we leave our foot there, and we come through, we follow through with our leg, and then we hit, and the ball goes, and it strikes forward, and this is a more powerful angle of what you're doing with the ball shooting. Next, we're going to go on to passing. When attempting to pass a soccer ball, you want to use the inside of your foot. When you use the inside of your foot, you want to hit the ball right in the middle. And you want to take your foot and you want to hit it right on dead in the middle. You don't want to use a weak ankle. You want to lock that ankle real strong so you're not like flimsily just hitting the ball and it rolls over your foot or something like that. You don't want that to happen. You want to hit it, you want to follow through real strong, and same with shooting, you want to plant that plant foot and keep it there right at the right side. You don't want it to be too far because then you're coming in and you have an awkward angle to get it at, and you don't want to get too close because then you're like, oh, my leg, and that doesn't work either. So shooting and passing are two big parts of the game. That's two of the biggest functions that you use in the game. So when you start getting better at passing and shooting and you have a better touch on the ball, you can then start to learn how to curve the ball. And when you learn to curve the ball, you want to use the outside of the foot. And I mean, sometimes we can use the inside of our foot too. And you want to build up and come to the outside, the 10% outside of the ball, like just the very outside edge. And you want to make sure you get a good chunk of it because you don't want just the light edge, because if you get just a little bit of it, it's going to be flimsy again and you're not going to get a good hit on the ball, a good strike. But when you're able to curve the ball, you get that nice spin and it's really pretty, and you can bend it in and somebody can cross and finish it and it'll be a great goal. And that takes a lot of talent and a lot of practice to get there. But once you do, it'll make you a much better soccer player. Today, I've shown you all 3 different ways to kick a soccer ball. You learned how to accurately shoot, pass, and curve a soccer ball. Many parents throw their young children into the game of soccer without even knowing how to play the game themselves. They may rely on coaches to teach their children, but at that young age, when they're first starting out, the coaches are usually parent volunteers, and they don't even know what they're talking about. So with this knowledge, parents will be able to teach the correct way to kick a soccer ball when they're in that stage where they're just learning and just a few short practices. I hope this was helpful when learning the correct ways to kick a soccer ball, and maybe one day you could remember this information to go on to coach your children on how to kick a soccer ball.